Anyway, just general talk here. It just really is something that irks me to death. Because I don't know of one genuine spiritual master that cares about humanity that has ever put a price tag on teachings. Just don't know of any that have done that. You know, you do your path and you enter moksha, realization, liberation. And at that point, all you want to do is give back for whatever you've gotten in whatever way that you can. You want to give back to humanity. You want to see them gain liberation. And give out whatever wisdom one has learned along the way that helps and doesn't help for others that are doing the path so that they can find their way through to liberation and not get stuck with so many of the pitfalls that can happen along the way. That one thinks, along the way, this is going to be great. And then you find out, after trial and error and being there some time, this is an ego aggrandizement. This is not aiding anything. This is a false way that's being chased. It's not beneficial, So one comes back and wants to give back in a sincere way whatever is possible to give back. And so one begins to do their teachings. Like in my case, I never set out wanting to be a guru. This was not my life's ambition. Not in a million years was it something I wanted to do. But like I said, when realization took place and I talked to my guru and he asked me a lot of questions, which I answered. And it was established that I was a liberated being. Okay. And at that point, he commissioned me to go out and be a guru. He told me, it's time you need to go out and be a guru. So I accepted that mantle. Not something that I really was thrilled about doing, because it's can be sometimes a very thankless job, really. And here it was extremely difficult because I had started to do something that people weren't doing, working over the internet. Wasn't done before. So I went through a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations, dragged through the mud, being attacked on every level, every layer. For how long did that last? That was quite a few years, yeah? 10 years? Yeah, 10 years. Okay? 10 years. Can't be a real guru if you're talking on the internet. Okay? Why did I do it on the internet? Because people have lives that they're involved in. They have families. They have things they have to be doing. Okay? Why to pull them away from their families and their lives? For them to come and have to spend a lot of money? Ridiculous. When you can connect with them over the internet, one-to-one, and work with them. Okay. So my main teachings have always been pretty much over the internet, except for we would have, on occasion, retreats. Once a year, retreat. which people would say they would want, okay? And then, the retreats, even that, we never made money on the retreats. We basically were paying the expenses of the retreat hall, and that's about it. Even that, people would kind of balk and be a little upset that they had to actually pay to come to a retreat. So, and then I've gotten through the years all these claims. I'm making millions of dollars, making all this money. Off of what? Again, I don't charge for any of the classes, the information, the wisdom, the practices that are given. So where am I making all this money? There's been so many assertions. People think that if you're a guru, you're out there making hand over fist money. Not true. Not true. It's even gone as far here as to spending my own money, taking my time to go visit people many times throughout the years. And when people would come in for retreat, whatever, I would personally go pick them up at the airport. Okay? Anyway, so this path has been a little different, though, too, because this path has been one that really, in the beginning, was set up for those that were going through Kundalini awakenings. So it was a very strenuous path, much more strenuous than when you're working with just, householders and people that were more in the world wanting just basically, and because my view was people are going to want liberation. Well, what I found throughout the years, no matter what people said, they didn't really want the path to liberation because it's too difficult, very strenuous. Okay, you have to put in, you have to give up, you give up relationship for a time. You have to be celibate. You have to be within. You can't be out partying. You can't be out. You got to give up all of that for years, for years, in order to stay within. Okay? If you have a genuine Kundalini awakening, you want to get to liberation, it can take lifetimes. And it's very difficult to go through all the phenomena that takes place, when you are in it's difficult enough on your own, but when you're in a family life, it's even more difficult. You've got visions happening in colors and all this phenomena taking place. Spontaneous kriyas are happening, spontaneous mantras are going. I mean, all sorts of things happen, which is not conducive to family life. I just put it that way. Not conducive to family life. Okay. So this was a very, more of a very strenuous path. And then you had those that want to take sannyas. Nobody wants to fulfill those vows and stay in sannyas.
There's one left.
One left. We have one left that's actually maintaining their vows and, maintaining their vows of being a sannyas, a sadhvi.
A lot that came and went.
Many came, many went, because people, again, think they want the path to liberation, but when they find out how strenuous it is, they go back into the world. They want to go play with the world, okay? So things over the years have changed a bit here. Now we have some group sites, some practices are given out. Not the heavy duty practices, don't usually give those out because the fact I'm not don't want to awaken Kundalini in people that are, not ready to really seriously buckle down. Because once it's awakened, you can't just shut it down. There's no off switch. Okay? So we give the basic practices of, being in the moment, awareness or bhakti path, opening that heart center, the balanced breath, the Om that I am that I am, a contemplation of self. People that come here get the contemplation of self that they can do as well, which has a mantra, which I don't give out just over the internet. I'm not giving that out. It's a full mantra. Anyway, and for those that are in the midst of Kundalini awakenings, there are other practices, much more deep practices, that are given out to help cut through layers and things that are going on. Okay. But those are not given out to general populace. It's better that they remain on a bhakti path rather than a path of cutting through all of this. It's because it's a very difficult path to do. But anyway, saying all of this, it's never, for genuine teachers that are out there, it's never about money. Yes, of course, every teacher wants to be appreciated. There should be some sort of a remuneration or something given back. If you're being fed here, you should give back something somewhere. But never, never, never is something sold. Just is not. Christ didn't sell his teachings. Buddha didn't sell his teachings. Shiva didn't sell teachings. Krishna didn't sell teachings. Okay, Ramana didn't sell teachings. None of the ones that I know of that were ever genuine teachers and aiding humanity came and sold teachings. It's not done. Okay, it's just not done. Once they want to sell teachings, they're making a show. And that's what you usually find in these very large ashrams, because genuine spirituality is really not going to be as attractive to the masses. Okay? The masses want the big show. They want like Osho, jokes, levity, drama. Okay? Sai Baba doing these, sleight of hand things, thinking you got miracles, and that's what they want. And actually, behind the scenes, what is he? A pedophile. Big show, though. People love the show. So that's what you find in these larger ashrams. You find ones that will self-proclaim themselves, like, what was the one that was before Nityananda Avadut, the devotee?
Oh, yeah.
What was his name?
Yeah, I totally see it, but his name is another thing.
Yeah, he's been off the planet for a while, so it escapes me now. But he's one that's self-proclaimed. I was, and really Nityananda the Avadut told him to go away. Go practice out there, leave me alone, go away. And then he said, I saw the Avadut, I saw him, he came to me in a dream, and he proclaimed me to be a guru. Well, no, he was never commissioned to be a guru. Okay, was not commissioned to be a guru. Same thing with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. TM went off, was not commissioned to be a guru. Most of these ones that are doing that Nityananda, another one, wasn't commissioned to be a guru. People want to know, well, why are you so after him? Why are why don't you, he's an avatar. He's giving these wonderful things. People are getting experiences. Well, one, he lies about his birthday. He's born March 17th. He's not born January 1st. He wants to make himself look better. When he proclaims he was in the Himalayas doing all these deep, deep, deep practices, he was in a small ashram. None of his timeline matches up. He was not commissioned to be a guru. Again, another one that's self-proclaimed. I saw it in a dream. Out there making a big show, charging a lot of money. His people pressure people to go out, beg, borrow, steal. I don't care what you have to do. It's all okay as long as you come. Same thing with TM. They would do the same thing. Beg, borrow, steal. We don't care. Get a credit card, max it out. Take a third loan out on your home. Borrow from all your friends. But you got to do this to spiritually progress. Nonsense. Can you see Christ telling somebody that? Can you see Buddha telling somebody that? Can you see any genuine spiritual master telling somebody that? Could you see Buddha or Christ? Okay? Shiva, Krishna. If somebody speaks out against them, go out and destroy them. Never. Okay? These are cults. When they do this kind of activity, it's a cult. It's a cult. Okay? Don't waste your money on cults. There are many viable spiritual masters that you can go and learn from that are not going to charge you an arm and a leg to progress. Okay? People wonder, well, how am I getting these experiences? Because you're open to receiving an experience. Okay? People go there, and yes, I'm not doubting that they get genuine experience because they're going there in sincerity, opening their heart, and really seeking genuine spiritual experience. So yes, this experience opens. But then they want to say, I could only get it there. And that's not true. It's not true. Okay? So again, I just want to say, genuine spiritual teachers, they do their work, they do their path, they take on a lot of stuff, and it's never easy to be a spiritual teacher, because if you're going to be, and the universe has got you set up to be a teacher. Thank you. What you have to do a path, and it's a very, very, very difficult path, because you have to experience everything you need to be able to work with others. Okay? You have to experience the dark night of the soul. You have to experience demonic activity coming towards you. You have to experience all of these things. I mean, you have to experience them throwing the traps at you. Okay? Not easy. Really not easy. I don't think anybody listening to this would ever want to face what I faced on the path and feel the suffering of humanity where you can't even take another breath. I think it was the worst part on the path, the whole path, was the time that woke up and just literally could not breathe, was being crushed by feeling the weight of humanity's suffering. it was beyond excruciating to feel that pain. Literally, one was feeling, absolutely at times crucified, absolutely just, you cannot imagine the pain of it. It's not a joke. It's not, spiritual teachers do not go through the rah-rah club where it's all just fun and games. It's not fun and games. One has had go through, it's like the Bible says. You refine the silver, you refine the hearts, and you're refined in the cauldron. You're refined in that heat. You are absolutely, like gold. You have to be refined like gold. Put through the fires. Okay? It's not a joke. Okay? You're put through those fires to be refined. Okay. So again, when you come out of that and you've done the whole of the path, you don't want to see anybody suffer like you've had to suffer. You want to help to give them guidance so they don't have to go through as difficult things as you have to go through in order to get to moksha and liberation. Okay? So you work to develop practices, you work to develop, and some practices spontaneously came to me. New practices, different things that haven't been on the planet before came. Wisdom is opened concerning mantras, concerning many other aspects. You have to know texts. You have to know as a spiritual teacher. You have to be well versed in the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Bible. Different various religious persuasions, so you can speak to that. Okay? Once that liberation is gained, you can look at the scriptures and you can see where the various teachers were coming from and what it is they're imparting. Okay? So again, this is just simply what takes place, the path that spiritual teachers walk. Again, whether it's someone like Buddha, or you have a realized being that's a guru, or people want to proclaim an avatar, doesn't matter. You have to first do the practices, fall away. You have to enter moksha, liberation, in order to have the wisdom to understand and be able to go out and teach. Now, this is not to say every teacher has to be enlightened. Not. Because there can be many, many teachers, and I would dare say 99% of the teachers on the planet are not enlightened. They're not, when I say enlightened, I don't mean just awakened to minimal experience. Some people use that, I'm enlightened, they've had a little taste of oneness or something and think it's an enlightenment, okay? I've experienced a pranic surge, I'm enlightened. You're not enlightened, okay? Enlightenment takes a long time, very difficult process to get to enlightenment. Enlightenment is really going beyond the lights to that light beyond lights, okay? Yeah, going beyond the lights to the light beyond light, okay? One that's awakened Kundalini, one that's done that whole of the path, okay? A true tantric, same thing, is one that rests in that absolute. That's a true tantric in the end. Okay, not one in revolving mind that's going after this and this and this and this. Anyway, it's another subject. But anyway, we just want to see people understand what it is that when you look for a teacher, look for somebody that's, being ethical, moral, really has the welfare of humanity that they're wanting to impart the teachings to. Okay? Again, the first 3 points on this path are honesty, integrity, transparency. If you have to do it in the dark, you shouldn't be doing it at all. Okay? If your teacher you're going to does not have honesty, integrity, and transparency, they're showing one face here and another face behind the scenes, it's not a teacher you want to be going to. Okay? So I am going to leave this here, and I will talk with you all soon on a new subject. Got to come up with a new subject. I'm sure something will pop in, as it does, like yesterday, driving the car. You never know where it's going to pop in, so satsang on the move. Okay, I'm trying, doesn't it? Satsang happens wherever you're at. It doesn't have to be, I don't have to sit on a gold throne to give satsang. It happens in the midst of Starbucks, in a car, on a street corner, in a store. It can happen anywhere. There is no time and place that it's not. So we'll leave it there. Namaste.
There.